Hello everyone. This week's parasha is Parashat Naso. Now, we know stealing is not a good thing. It's a very bad act. And we know it's first of all it's forbidden, but also it's bad. But stealing from a ger, from a convert who was a Gentile and converted to Judaism, it makes the sin much greater. And our sages tell us, Chachamim tell us that person who steals from a ger, he's like faithless to Hashem. It's very big sin. The question is why. So Sforno explains, because stealing from a ger, it's not only stealing but also desecrating Hashem's name. It's a chilul Hashem. It's a big chilul Hashem. Now let's take a scenario. Let's say a Gentile, he saw the light and he's all excited and he became a Jew and he finally found the truth and he's all excited. Of course, he's keeping the mitzvot, and why? Because he's so happy that he became part of the Jewish nation. He became part of the chosen nation. And then, let's say he comes from Mincha, he has his briefcase with him, and he davens. After davening, he turns around, the briefcase is gone. So who could have taken it? It's probably some Jew took it. Why? Because no one comes from Mincha. A Gentile does not come from Mincha. So that makes it a great, great chilul Hashem. The thief, he did not only steal from a ger, but also he made a great chilul Hashem. Now, chilul Hashem, people think that desecrating Hashem's name, like chilul Hashem, only if you do something big. If you do something big, only then there's chilul Hashem. But if you do something small, why should it be chilul Hashem? The Gemara asks, what is chilul Hashem? Like, what's the measurement of chilul Hashem? So Rav, who was the great Tana, who was the great Amora, and he was a big rabbi, and he said, for me, chilul Hashem is if I don't pay the butcher right away. Yeah, that is chilul Hashem for me. So he's the rabbi, people look up to him. So since, if he doesn't pay on time, if he does not pay right away to a butcher, which means when he buys a meat and he doesn't pay right away, he just puts it on credit or something, that's according to him, it's a chilul Hashem, because he's the great person and people look up to him, and that makes, on his level, it makes chilul Hashem. Now Rambam writes that not only Rav, makes chilul Hashem, meaning not only Rav, this great rabbi, but anyone, Rambam writes, who's like Rav, which means anyone who people look up to, and they do something wrong, that makes chilul Hashem. If they do something, meaning people look up to them, people look at them, even though he's not, so people, so that could cause also chilul Hashem. Now, we know great rabbis, they always say that Orthodox Jews, people always look up to Orthodox Jews. They see them not as just Jews, but they see them as rabbis. They see them as rabbis. When you see a person who has a beard, who has a hat, who has a kippah, right away they see him as a rabbi, even though he's not. He could be just a plumber, or he could be just a salesman. He's not a rabbi, he's not a nothing. But since he has a beard, he has a hat, he has a kippah, and even if he does not have a beard, he just has a kippah, people look up to them. People, not religious people see them as rabbis. They see them as someone special. So whether we agree or don't or disagree, the Orthodox Jew has certain status in society. People, again, they look up to them. So let's say when an Orthodox Jew makes a mistake, let's say he makes something small here. Let's say he's driving and he cuts off someone. He cuts off someone. So a person who sees an Orthodox Jew who cut off another not a religious Jew, so that could be chilul Hashem. He sees a person with a beard and a hat, or the beard and a kippah, or just a kippah, looks like a person who looks like an Orthodox Jew, so that could be Chilul Hashem. Or let's say a car that's driving, let's say a car that's speeding like crazy, and there's a bumper sticker that says keeping Shabbat, or let's say it says I love Hashem, or something religious, that could be also like Chilul Hashem if you acting not appropriately, you speeding, you driving fast, or you cutting others. That also could be Chilul Hashem. So we have to be careful. The obligation also stays on us as Orthodox Jews. It's not only on the big rabbis. We are, in the eyes of society, in the eyes of people, in the eyes of non-religious people, we are looked up as religious people, as rabbis. Yeah. So we have to be extra careful how we act, what we do, things that we say. Let's say you see a Gentile, in the morning. So you say good morning. Why? Because he also looks at you. You see, he sees a kippah on your head, or let's say a lady. She dressed modestly. She looks like a Orthodox lady. So people look at them and they learn from them. And the way we behave, people judge us. Yeah, goyim or not religious people, they judge us. So therefore, we have to be extra careful. This also applies to us. That Chilul Hashem applies to us. The way we act, what we do, everything that we do, people look at us and people judge us. So we have to be extra careful in our ways, in our behavior, and it doesn't really matter if you're a great rabbi or not a rabbi, or if you're just a plumber. As long as you look like Orthodox, you look religious. We have to learn how to behave and nicely, and not, and to be very careful not to come to do Chilul Hashem. Have a Shabbat Shalom.